Hello, dynamic learners. Have you ever stared down a creative writing assignment, completely frozen by the blank page, and thought to yourself, I literally don't know what to write? Or maybe you're dealing with the opposite problem, thinking, I have all these amazing ideas in my head, but I just can't get them onto the page. Well, if that sounds like you, take a deep breath. You are absolutely not alone. A lot of students think that good writers just sit down and magically create these incredible stories out of thin air. But the truth? It's something very different. The secret weapon that all good writers use is planning. Today, I am going to show you exactly how to go from prompt to plan to paragraphs. And we're going to do it with pleasure, because yes, you absolutely can do this. Creative writing isn't about being perfect right out of the gate. It's really just about organizing those ideas, using that awesome imagination of yours, and letting your feelings guide the story. By the end of this explainer, you're going to see that story writing can actually become easier, clearer, and genuinely fun. So grab your notebook, grab your pencil, and let's get into it.
Here is our map for today's explainer. We'll be covering understanding the writing prompt, creating your story plan, building a strong introduction, rising action and climax, writing a reflective conclusion, and finally, some advice for young writers. All right, Section 1, Understanding the Writing Prompt. Before we even think about writing a single sentence, we absolutely must understand the prompt. This is a trap so many students fall into. They rush straight into writing without carefully analyzing what the question is really asking. But strong writers, they hit the brakes. They look for the main event, the change, the important details, and the feelings. Let's break apart our prompt for today. It starts with a clear problem, going to school unwillingly. But then it demands a change. Something wonderful has to happen. And throughout all of this, we need to include our characters' feelings and actions. To make this story believable, you have to ask yourself, why might a student not want to go to school? Are they exhausted, upset, maybe worried about a massive test, or just embarrassed about something? Good stories, the really captivating ones, usually come from real, raw emotions. So draw on your own life. Have you ever had a terrible morning where everything went wrong? Injecting those real feelings is what makes your story genuinely believable to the reader. Now, the prompt also reminds us to include feelings and actions. This is a game changer. It means we shouldn't just lazily say, I was sad. No way. We need to show the reader that sadness through actions. Instead of I was sad, look at this. I dragged my feet along the road and stared at the ground as I walked to school. Wow, right? You can actually feel the emotion weighing that character down. That is exactly what good writers do. Moving right along to Section 2, Creating Your Story Plan. Okay, here is the secret sauce that makes story writing so much easier. Planning. Listen carefully, though. A plan is not the story itself. Think of your plan as a map. If you've ever traveled somewhere brand new, you know you need a map, right? Without it, you get lost. Well, without a plan, your story gets lost too. So instead of trying to write the whole shebang immediately, we organize our ideas first. Notice something really important about this timeline. It uses short, snappy notes. We aren't writing full paragraphs or fancy sentences here, just key ideas. Oversleeping, getting detention, a dark room, a surprise party. Because we do this, your brain doesn't have to stress about inventing the story while you write. The ideas are already there, just waiting for you.
Next up, Section 3, Building a Strong Introduction.
Now we get to turn those short notes from our plan into paragraphs. A lot of students start panicking here because they think the first draft has to be flawless. Nope, we just take it one small step at a time. A strong introduction needs to grab attention, introduce the core problem, and make your reader super curious. A really powerful way to do this, start with direct speech. Listen to this. Gosh, what next? I groaned as a car sped past me, splashing dirty water onto my school uniform. Right away, your brain is firing off questions. What happened? Why is this kid so upset? What kind of terrible day is this? That is how you hook a reader. From there, the writer smoothly explains the unwillingness part of the prompt by layering in incredibly relatable details. I really did not want to come to school that morning. It was my birthday, but everyone at home seemed to have forgotten. Ouch, that stings, right? By tossing in a forgotten birthday and oversleeping, the reader instantly connects with the character's misery. Let's turn up the heat in Section 4, Rising Action and Climax. Next comes the rising action. As a writer, you want to ask yourself, how can I make my character's day even worse before it gets better? It's like stacking blocks of tension. First, Principal Pierre scolds him. Then, boom, lunchtime detention. Top it off with a surprise narrative writing test. Each problem increases the tension. And here is the absolute best part. You do not need giant complicated vocabulary words to pull this off. You just need clear ideas and properly organized paragraphs. As we approach the climax, the big turning point of the story, notice how the writer intentionally slows the pacing way down. The room was dark and silent. They are building that suspense up, stretching the rubber band right before the wonderful event is finally revealed. Surprise! The lights flash on to reveal family, teachers, balloons, and pizza. This turning point works so incredibly well, specifically because of all the heavy tension and misery we built up earlier in the day. The contrast is what makes the payoff so sweet. Now to wrap things up in Section 5, writing a reflective conclusion. After the wild excitement of the climax, the falling action lets the story settle back down, guiding us right into a strong, reflective conclusion. Suddenly, the horrible day that I never wanted to face became one of the happiest days of my life. This perfectly ties a bow on the story. It connects right back to the original prompt, completely transforming that initial unwillingness into a wonderful event, making the whole narrative feel incredibly complete and satisfying. Finally, Section 6, Advice for Young Writers. Before we finish up today, I want to share some vital advice, especially if you're a student who mistakenly believes you just aren't the creative type. Listen, creativity is not magic. It's a muscle. It grows when you observe the life around you, when you remember your own deep emotions, imagine new possibilities, and above all, when you practice. You already have the life experiences and feelings required to do this. You already have all the ingredients for incredible storytelling right inside you. Every great story begins with just one idea, so focus on truly understanding your prompt, making a crystal clear plan, and building your story one single paragraph at a time. The blank page is not your enemy, it's an invitation. So I have to ask, what incredible story is waiting inside of you, ready to be written today?